Brad Deal, County Engineer. Commissioner Stringer had asked me to give an update on Brannen Pond Road, which it is a good time to give an update since we haven't done one in a while. I did a presentation, I think, a while back to you all about the project. And we do get a lot of phone calls and questions, so I'm assuming you guys probably do as well. So as you probably recall, during Hurricane Idalia, a section of Brannen Pond Road was washed out. It's on a sharp curve, not far from Highway 80. We get the question a lot, why did we not just go back in and immediately put the road back in place the way that it was and open the road back up to traffic? The reason is we got into looking at doing that. We noticed that the drainage was severely undersized for the amount of water that comes down Upper Black Creek through that crossing. And we had the concern of somebody coming around that sharp curve in the dark, for example, and water's running over the road and the road's getting washed away. It was not a situation we wanted to happen again. So we knew that we needed to upgrade the drainage there. And talking to FEMA, we knew that we had a very good opportunity to get reimbursed for any kind of improvements that we did. So we thought it was a good time to pursue that course while the road was closed, instead of spending roughly, I think we'd estimated $400,000 to put it back in place the way that it was. With a high likelihood that we'd have some additional issues there. So around that time, we decided to hire Kimley Horn to do hydrology analysis on it to figure out, what we could do that would not affect upstream and downstream, cause problems. Ron Nelson, the assistant county engineer, we had brought him on board around that time, and he's worked extremely hard on coordinating with FEMA, GEMA, and Kimley Horn to make sure we got approvals on our design. So right now we're at a point where we have a design for a box culvert that's been approved by FEMA. They have also approved to reimburse the county. If you combine FEMA and GEMA, what they're going to contribute to it, it would be about $570,000, which is roughly 85% of the construction cost. So we think that's a real big win for the county. We're going to get a much better design, a much safer road, and we're going to get reimbursed for about 85% of the work. So where we're at with it right now, we got the approval from FEMA. We're working on the bid documents. It's scheduled to go out to bid on July the 11th, which means we would be bringing the low bid to the Board of Commissioners in the first part of August. First meeting in August, that would be the target date if everything goes well. So we think that the construction will be going on through the fall due to the size of the culvert. So we're probably looking at around January or so being complete and being able to open the road back up. But the end result of it is we're going to have a much better, safer design. It's going to be able to handle a lot more drainage than what the existing culverts could handle. We do get the question too, why didn't we just go back in quickly and maybe add another run of pipe or something to that effect, or raise the road higher? And the issues you have with that is it wouldn't have made a huge difference, but you also have to look at how it affects upstream and downstream. You've got some houses next to Cleary Road that could potentially get flooded if we just raise the road up and back water upstream. So that's just a quick summary of where we're at with it. But if you have any questions, though, just let me know.
Thank you, Brad, for that report.
Dink, can you got something you want to add to that too?
Dink Butler, Public Works Director. I just want to touch on the fact that Brad and them done an exceptional job. And what it comes down to is $570,000 coming back to Bulloch County that we would not have had. It takes time, but it's looking out for taxpayers' dollars. The same aspects of that goes back to the storm in general. When we done debris cleanup, we received a check not too long ago for $70,000 when we done the original debris cleanup. We have submitted 2 more projects besides the Brannen Pond, one of which was we've received an obligation from FEMA for $839,000. So that's a total of $909,000 plus the 500 and something that Brad's talking about, 570. We also have two other projects. One has already been submitted, expected to be approved, as the last one was. And that one will generate about 400,000 coming back. And then we have the ditching and drainage, which is part of what Brad's dealing with on Brannen Pond, that we're still working on in relation to a deluge storm. And that'll probably take us another 6 to 12 months to complete. But we'll have the opportunity to submit that to FEMA as well. And the projections on that are probably more than $2 million to be obligated by FEMA to come back to Bulloch County. It's a very trying job to be able to go through that process, as Brad and Ron know. I don't think everybody understands that. But we can't afford to leave that kind of money laying on the table. We're talking about $4 to $5 million. And we can't afford to leave that money laying on the table when Bulloch County has the opportunity to claim that back for use in Bulloch County. So I just give a full update there on the whole process with the storm. And